All right, so you did the practice problem, and you should have got an answer of 32.2 kilometers at 85 degrees south of east. If you got that answer, you're done. If you want to see that worked out, stay with me here. So in order to work this one out, we're going to walk through those steps that are on our equation sheet right up there at the top on how to add vectors together. So the first step is we want to draw those two vectors separately. So the first vector, 16 kilometers at 18 degrees to the south of east, okay? And I resolve it into its components, and then I list those two components. Now you'll notice it's pointing to the right, and then the other component is pointing down. So I indicate that as positive in the x, negative in the y. For our 30 kilometers at 65 degrees to the south of west, I draw it, resolve it into components, write out those two components. Note it's pointing to the left and down, so it's negative in both the x and y. Step 2, right here, is resolve them. We did that. So we did step 1, we did step 2. Oops. Step 2 and step 3 up here. There we go. So step 3 is we need to add the x components together, add the y components together. So I would highly recommend not typing these into your calculator and getting numbers quite yet. Wait until you get to this point here, and then we'll type them in. So you type them all in, you get 2.54 in the x direction. Go ahead, store that as x on your calculator, and type this in. You get negative 32.2 or 32.1, I'm sorry. Store that as y on your calculator. So now, step 4 and 5, we need to combine those two components together. So we draw one component, then we draw the other one right off its end. That makes the legs of my right triangle. And so here I need to find the magnitude. To find the magnitude, I got to use Pythagorean theorem. Since you stored those values as x and y, you can just take the square root of x squared plus y squared. To find the angle, you're going to have to take the inverse tangent of the opposite divided by the adjacent. If you do that, you should get 85.5. Now note, when you stored y on your calculator, it was a negative value. So when you type that in your calculator, do the inverse tangent of negative y. Those negatives will then cancel for us, divided by x. In the end, you'll notice that this angle is between our vector and east, and it's on the south side of east, so that makes this 85.5 degrees south of east.